This video was recorded on the 21st of May, 2022. This was my fourth inspection of these two Langstroth hives. I think there was, at this point my supers had been on for about 10 days, 9 or 10 days, something like that. And there was still little to see up there, not a whole lot by way of drawn out comb. So I moved fairly swiftly on to the deeps. I was continuing to suffer from difficulties with my camera. So this is an even shorter video than last week. Or, as I should say, from the last inspection video. It will these uploads will not be separated by a week. Still working to catch up. So I've slowed down the video for this one a couple times here. You can see on the first side of that frame some really nice capped honey up at the top there, the white, the whitish bits. That's capped honey. But this is all in the deeps, so this is what the bees are going to be using to feed themselves. I'm not going to be taking any of that. And you can see here, so that you've got capped honey along the top in sort of that arc, and then underneath in the sort of oval shape in the center, that's all brood. It's where the queen has laid eggs, and there's now pupa underneath those cappings that are developing into adult bees. A whole bunch of frames that looked like this. This is good stuff. So that arc of honey over the brood is good, because that will hopefully work as a barrier that will disincentivize the queen from moving further upward through the hive into the supers, because I do not want the queens laying eggs in the supers. That would ruin my honey. Didn't slow down the video for that one. It's more of the same. We're coming up on a point at which my camera gave out, and we're going to have a jump cut to a later point in the inspection. Here we are. All right, and then actually I think these video clips may be out of order. At any rate, what you're looking at here is a frame that's got the queen on it. You've got a few seconds here to find the queen. Pause the video if you want, or go back. All right, I'm going to point her out. Ready? There she is. Did you get it right? So still not a lot to report on these hives. They've filled out, at this point, they've filled out the comb in the second deeps fairly well. Here we're looking at the first deep, which is where I happened to find the queen this week. And we get some video here, somewhat unusual, of me buttoning a hive back up. Normally I lose the camera before I get to this part, so it's kind of fun to have this on video finally. And you can see I try to be very careful not to squash bees between frames when I'm putting the frames back in. It is really hard, And I mean, it's worth being aware that like every time you do an inspection, you're killing bees. Like it, I'm sure it's possible to avoid, but I don't know. It's hard. So inspections are they're good for the beekeeper, but they're not good for the bees, unless there's something wrong, in which case the beekeeper can react. But so there you can see completely buttoning the hive back up. Normally it's a lot harder than that, or it has been of late, because well, you'll see in future videos perhaps, but or not, I don't know. But once there's more bees, it gets harder to button it back up. I can just put it that way, I suppose. So we lose the video pretty quick after this, but I didn't even get through the supers before we lose the video here. But pretty quick one this week. But you got to see some new stuff. Got to see the queen and the first hive, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Won't be long.